Well, hello, Fandom Foundry members. This is the best thing this week. And we are talking to someone who's very cool, who has had a part of my podcasting journey. But before I introduce him, I am Todd Oxtra, because you probably need to know who I am. But this is the official podcast for talking about the best things this week. And sadly, it is last week, but that's okay, because we always look forward to the next week. But we are joined by Adam Leonhardt, a fellow Minnesotan, the creator of the Megadads, an amazing artist, and just a fun guy, a musician. And Adam is designed several of the things we have used for our podcast, from Secret Friends Unite to this. I said, Adam, make me a logo. And he's like, okay, Todd, how are we doing this? And it's like, I gave him a very vague statement. He delivered wonderfully. So you see it in the right corner. It is amazing. It worked out great. Lots of Vikings colors. Once again, Adam and I are long-suffering Vikings fans, but that will not be our best thing this week. So Adam, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Look at these new digs. Look at these fancy colors. You're all grown up, Todd. I'm so proud of you. Look at this.
Yeah, it's like when your kid is at college and you're an empty nester, you decide, I'm 50. What am I doing next? This will come to you in time, Adam, when your little ones get a little older. You decide like, I'm going to just start things new. It's like my midlife podcast crisis.
I am terrified of what is going to happen when my kids get of an age where they don't want to do cool stuff with me anymore, because I am branded around the fact that I can do stuff with my kids. So it's in their contract that they're not allowed to outgrow their dad, for sure.
I will say this, my son, as mature as he's gotten, all these other things, he still needs his dad when things go awry. He still likes to talk about nerdy things. He still has all these things. I get to see him perform. He's a sophomore at the University of Minnesota. He actually has a jazz concert going on Monday, so we still get to see it. And we get to see him do goofy things. And he reminds me constantly he is 20, but he's not fully grown yet. So you know what? You always need your dad, and the kids, however cool they try to act, they still like talking to their parents, as long as their parents are cool, and you are a cool parent.
I'd say they know where they come from. Cool is not in the cards. They're going to be dorks for life. It's in their genes. That's fine. It's fine.
Just wait until they have to fund their own geeky interest, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, my parents have always just provided. It's always there.
Dad just gets codes from people. Welcome to the real world, Junior.
Exactly. The previous generation, less lucky. You're lucky to have one console that you probably saved up for, or maybe it was a Christmas present.
Yes.
We go from there.
Yes. The way the economy, I mean, we were just talking about this right before the show started, but the way the economy is right now and everything is so expensive, and we just did our live stream, but we did not do fundraising for Extra Life. And right now we are a one console family. As far as like modern console stuff, we're pretty much just PlayStation 5. We have an OG Switch, but we don't have a Switch 2. We're not in the Xbox ecosystem. So it's growing up. I mean, I played games since I can remember, and we were always like a multi-console. We had the PlayStations and the Nintendos and the Dreamcasts and the Xboxes and all that stuff. And everything just gets more expensive and harder to play everywhere you can. So kids, save your pennies and play where it's important, or do the things, spend that discretionary fund, get the things that you like, but like really focus in on that thing that's going to bring you joy right now, because it's harder and harder to spread the money out and do all the things. It really is.
Absolutely. But please play games that people made, not Roblox, not things where it's like you're part of the economy and they use you. Enjoy really cool experiences. And my son is definitely in that crowd where he is, college has taken over his life, but he still finds time to play Silksong. So there we go. And he's better playing than I am. He's a much better gamer, but that's okay. Well, that's
do you have that too? My kid,
it happened pretty soon, like 14, when he played Destiny, and he's like becoming my Sherpa in Destiny. Yeah, it happens.
Dude, my son is so ridiculously good at games right now. The main thing that we play together is Fortnite, right? Like everybody plays Fortnite, and the things that he can do in that game. I can't play it without him. Like I'm legitimately afraid to play Fortnite on my own, if I don't have him, on point, like forget about it. But he is really good at it, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see the kids outpacing their dads, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Let's just talk about the best things this week. It's news, but it's actually happening. But because I do not play Fortnite, is the fact that The Simpsons are in Fortnite. I've not delved in. I've only played Fortnite once, and that was when the Alan Wake experience was announced.
No
I just wanted
kidding.
to do that, but I did get Alan Wake stuff. So it sounds like because you have a Fortnite player, are you getting to experience any of these huge events?
Yeah, we have put it's a rule in Megadads that we don't talk about how much money we've wasted at Megadads, but like the amount of content that we paid for and the years that we have under our belt in Fortnite, we've done it all. We did like the Marvel season. Right now it's the Simpsons, which it's really cool to see. It's really cool to see like kids get exposed to different IP and different levels of nerddom through this game. Like my son's never watched The Simpsons. He has no Simpsons.
Wow.
He has zero Simpsons reference point. And so he's been playing this season and he loves it. So I'm like, well, you know what? There's like 800 seasons on Disney Plus. Have at it, right? So he's getting exposed to this. There's going to be a Stranger Things event coming up really soon. We're a big Stranger Things family, so we're really excited about that.
They are doing Stranger Things content?
Yeah, they just had a trailer. I think it was just last week, basically teasing the fact that there's going to be a Stranger Things event. This Simpsons thing that they're doing right now, I think is pretty limited in scope. I don't think it's a full season. I think it's a smaller event. So I don't know if Stranger Things is going to immediately follow this, but it's so cool how, I mean, look at the video you're playing right now. Like it's legit like you're playing through the show. It's unbelievable. The Easter eggs, the homage, they absolutely nail not only the Simpsons characters, but the Fortnite characters Simpsonized.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable. This game is just like, I know you either love or you hate Fortnite, right? Like there's a lot of people that just scoff at Fortnite, but this is just one of the most unbelievably remarkable video game properties ever. The amount of things that they've been able to do, it's just crazy.
Disney has put apparently they were going to put $1 billion in Epic because they didn't want to make their own metaverse. They said Fortnite is already the metaverse. So, why even try, which is the smartest play, because I don't know how much Meta has put into the metaverse, but we're talking we're talking about the budget of a small country and beyond just to do that. And it's like, you know what? Fortnite's already doing it. Let's just go there. And you talk about all these things, and it's like with Demon Hunter, K-pop, Demon Hunters just being there, and all these things. Like, I don't know what there is left, quite honestly, to do pop culture with. But I mean, I love it. And now when I saw that video, it makes me really want a new Simpsons hit and run game.
Yeah, that's a lot of people are pulling that. We were playing this during our stream yesterday, and I heard that a lot. Like, hey, you remember a Simpsons hit and run? And it's got the juice. Like this game can take a property. I mean, Simpsons is huge. Everybody knows what the Simpsons is, but like they can take really any property and inject some interest or enthusiasm into it, and hopefully, that lifts all the high tides lift all ships, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And you mentioned, with Stranger Things, the interesting part about that is, I think where they could go, are they just making like the upside down, the main map?
Yeah, it kind of looked like it. Yeah, I know they've had characters in the battle pass before, but this looked like they were, it's going to be Hawkins, so it's going to be the upside down on the map, and they do it all. They do it all. There's nothing they can't do.
No, and they just announced the Stranger Things animated series that's coming out between season 1 and 2, I believe. So, wow, we're just getting into it, even though we thought it was just going to be ending.
Right, they're not going to let that die. They're gonna milk that for sure.
So that leads us so any news, like best news you had this week, or should we move on to another area of the best things?
Really, that's the whole thing that's been driving my life over the last couple of weeks is this ramp up to this big stream that we did just yesterday. So I guess that would be the best thing that I did. If you don't mind, can I just piggyback and go right into that?
Jump into it. Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
So the best thing that I did of this last week is yesterday we had a 12-hour stream, which normally would have been our extra life stream. This was at youtube.com/megadads. Normally we do extra life. I've been doing it for a dozen years now. But with the way that everybody is really hurting with the economy these days, I just felt off. I felt a little weird asking people for donations, asking for pledges. I know there are tons of my colleagues who did Extra Life, and they all did fantastic work on their fundraisers. I just didn't want to be another one in the pile, right? So I said to my team at Megadads, I said, you know what? We've got some big milestones coming up. We just hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel, and we just recorded Megadads Live episode 200. So I said, let's just celebrate. Let's just have a game day. And so we streamed for 12 hours. We did a 4 hours in the morning with me and my kids. We played all sorts of Overcooked and Fortnite, obviously, we just talked about. And then we tagged it over to Antonio and Clay, and they did 4 hours on their end. They did some more gaming, some really cool co-op stuff. And then we capped it off in ultimate Megadads fashion with a rock band concert. Now, if people are familiar with Megadads, they may know that we've been banned from several streaming platforms. Back in the day, we got banned from Mixer. Remember Mixer?
Oh, what was it? Xboxes? That was their proprietary platform?
Yeah. So we did a Splatoon marathon in our swimsuits. And let me just tell you, that violated all sorts of terms of service over on Mixer. So they shut down our account. Yesterday, we were doing our Rock Band account. And of course, Rock Band is just full of licensed music. So I knew it was coming. I knew we were going to get flagged. The video always gets flagged. I don't care. I'm not in it for the views or the analytics or whatever. We're there to have fun. The people that are there live can listen to the concert. And once it gets archived, nobody's going to go back and listen to it anyway. But YouTube pulled the stream down, and I got a notification that I violated terms of service because there was evidence that there were children streaming without parental guardianship. And I said,
how do you prove that? I mean,
I said,
birth certificate, DNA test.
I said, first of all, my old ass was there in the room the entire time. Second of all, the channel's called Megadads. Like, I'm literally their father playing games with them. But they shut down the stream. We got banned for a period for the duration of the appeal. And most people might think that's a bad thing. Like, man, what a crappy, sorry, I caught myself. What a crappy way to end the day. But me, I'm like, that is as on brand as you can possibly get for Megadads to get that stream knocked down in the last hour. So I thought it was great. It was hilarious. We had a great time. Lots of community members in there. We got some new subscribers, some new friends. And at the end of the night, we all got together to do a live watch along of episode 200, which you're seeing in your little video right there. And it was just a great day. You know, we took the fundraising stress off of it. We just had fun. We all got together and played and laughed and had a great time. So that was the best thing that I did for sure. It was just great.
It's amazing. When we talk about 200 episodes, very few things even make it to, I think, 10. That's kind of like the old view of that. And then along with that, you don't record like every week. So 200 becomes like it's like a leap year, right? It's almost like, yeah, but we've been doing it for X number of years, but only 200 episodes. So it's kind of like, life happens and being a dad and things.
It's funny because we talked about that during the episode. It's a very hard metric to really wrap your brain around, because for the majority of Megadads, this podcast, Megadads Live, was monthly. And it was only until, I don't know, like 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half, that we decided to start doing the podcast weekly. And so we're catching up. It's 200 episodes, but it's 12 years. Like you said, it's been a very long time. But the fact that we continue to push forward and have fun with it, like, I think a lot of people develop burnout over the things that they do. They lose interest, or it gets to be too hard, or they don't have buy-in from their peers. And because of what we are, what Megadads, first of all, I've got a great partner in Antonio. He's an awesome second chair. I know you know Antonio. He's a great guy. He's been in the community forever, and he is just a perfect addition to the show. But I wrap it around the idea of family. And as dads, as people that have grown up playing and now have kids who play with us, the whole idea, it it constantly rejuvenates itself as the kids grow up and get newer interests. The show changes, the dynamic of what Megadads is changes, and we allow ourselves to we let ourselves off the hook. Like if we can't record, we can't record. If we can't meet a deadline, we can't meet a deadline. We are adults who have jobs, spouses, kids, and we're just in this to have fun, right? So we don't hold ourselves to this incredible bar of having to meet that a lot of content creators do. And in return, I think a lot of content creators fizzle out because of that. So we're just here to have fun. We want old fogies, who grew up on the Commodore 64 like we did. Come on in. You're all welcome. Let's just have some fun together. And we've been doing it for a very long time. So yesterday was just a big celebration of that.
Excellent. Yeah. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see a lot of the video from that, playing Baby Steps, which is just a strange game, but it is. I would give up. There's too many points of frustration with that game, but I think it's more about the journey.
Totally acceptable. Yep.
Yes.
Understanding.
Yep. Absolutely. So yes, Adam, it's amazing that it's lasted this long and it continues. But what you said, fun. And your kids are going to reintroduce you to things that maybe are not on your radar, like my son has with music and everything else. And it really gives you some fun moments where it says, oh, I'm learning from them finally. Yeah. Whereas I've been basically leading them there. So you get to find things like, oh, I would have never experienced or found that. So it's wonderful. 200 episodes. Congratulations. Thank you. So exciting. And
and you're in the episode, Todd. You are in episode 200.
Oh my goodness.
We appreciate
the homework you gave me. I'm like, do I still have time? Oh my God.
Yeah. No. We've made so many cool friends throughout the decade plus, right? And like the nature of life and creating, people go in and out of each other's lanes all the time, but we stay in touch. And the fact that so many people like yourself were able to, send us a message and just be a part of it. That's really what it's all about, is we're all part of this journey together. And we intersect at really cool points. And it's just great.
Yeah. It's funny. We're in Minnesota, not that far away from each other. But
I mean, you're like,
how do you
down
discover
the street?
People? Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, wow. And I remember how I found out about you was Bobby Paul's. He says, hey, if you want a guy to do your art for you, it's Adam. I was tired of having really janky art that friends maybe helped with or whatever.
Yeah.
And Adam, many iterations you have made me look better than I do in person. So thank you so much. And it's just great things. And you do things for other people around the world. And we create a community that that we can always loop back in with. So that's why I always like talking to the people I've known for a long time and catching up with them and sharing what they do. It's all about the fun. So that's why we're doing this. Well, that's amazing. So the things you did. So I will talk about my best thing I did. I went to Twin Cities Con, which is now like really the big pop culture convention in the Twin Cities. It's changed many times. We had Wizard World. It's gonna thing. There's other smaller cons, Convergence, and other things like that. But this is the one. If you want to see a celebrity or something like that, or get a big panel, you go to this con. And my wife's birthday is coming up, and I asked her what she wanted, and I had mentioned that Brendan Fraser and some of the cast of The Mummy will be in town because I want a photo. I'm like, and she's like, well, I don't know, it's too expensive. I'm like, it's your birthday, treat yourself. So we did it just like most cons. We were supposed to get the 3 people that she wanted, which was John Hannah, Brendan Fraser, and Oded Fair. John Hannah, of course, canceled last minute. So then they converted it to just a duo. And I'm like, hopefully we can still get in. Yes, we did. So my wife got her picture. It was amazing. Very kind. My wife like shook their hands and like she could have hugged them. They were hugging people. Brendan Fraser's amazing. Oded Fair's amazing. So, but it was like a you're in and out. You're not getting any like anecdotes, but you are getting like time with them. So that was amazing. My wife went to a couple other panels. There was a supernatural one with Ghost Box, which is a local like paranormal investigation podcast, which my wife is really into. So she enjoyed that. And I went to the Freakazoid 30th anniversary semi-spectacular, as they call it.
Oh my God.
It was so much fun because they had Paul Dini, and then 2 of the original writers and creators, and also the voice of Freakazoid there. It was hilarious. They had clips from the show. They had bits where they were like hawking morning soup from Clown Industries. They were all just going in on it.
Now
And
this is from like back in the day of like Animaniacs, WB kind of thing, right?
absolutely. So this is, if you think about it, there was a time when Paul Dini and Bruce Timm were just the bigwigs of animation with Batman the Animated Series, but they went on and they were producers, creators, writers of Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, a lot of these shows, and then they went on to do other things. But they got the opportunity to create a show about a goofy superhero, and Paul Dini actually created the character Freakazoid, and they got some really cool writers. And it is such a goofy show. If you've never seen it before, it's online. You can watch it now. But it's basically about this geeky nerd who goes into cyberspace, turns into a Freakazoid. And Freakazoid's like Deadpool without the ability to do anything really interesting or important. He just does goofy things. Like he'll annoy his enemies to pieces. And it's amazing the voice talent they got. They did get Ed Asner as like a cop who was just goofy. They got Ricardo Montalban was a character on it. He did this like he did his whole act. They got to bring him in. Let's see, it would be David Warner as well, as you know, one of the great character actors. He played a villain called the Lobe, basically just a big guy with a brain for a head. And they talked about one of the stupidest things they were allowed to do is they did a scene for scene reenactment of Hello Dolly. And they showed it pane for pane, where the Lobe was doing the whole scene with, like, you think of like Barbra Streisand, but it was Hello Lobie versus Hello Dolly. It was a 5-minute long. They're like, I don't know how we got away from this, and it was amazing.
So okay, so obviously there was like a ton of anime. I remember this era very well, and I was into it. Like I was a huge Tiny Toons, Animaniacs. Pinky and the Brain was my shiz.
This was 95. It was on only Saturday mornings versus the other shows I think were after school.
I've never seen an episode of Freakazoid. So maybe I wasn't cool enough for Freakazoid, but the fact that they had like a Freakazoid 30th anniversary panel were there a lot of people there? Or were you
it was in the main stage.
Okay.
People were loving it. It was like,
really?
And they even talked about people that found Freakazoid through Tiny Toon Adventures and the other show. And like, oh, now I'm going to watch this show. And they even talked about they had a crossover. One of the characters in Freakazoid was in Teen Titans Go recently, and they brought on Freakazoid to voice the character. Wow. So yeah, I mean, with
cool.
Beanie being so tied into like animation and some of those things, you get a huge following of these things, and they were just so much fun. They had a lot of clips. It kind of felt like if you ever seen Weird Al in concert, it felt like that. A lot of video clips, a lot of things where they were just having a good time. They had, they had some crowd interaction. It was very goofy, but it was very fun. I mean, it went long too. Like they finished and like they were still doing questions, and I'm like, okay, I gotta skirt and go somewhere. But I love these cons for the panels, most likely. And it's not always the celebrity where he's going to get asked the same questions over and over, but it's typically like I saw Gendy Tartakovsky on a panel where he's just talking about his animation. I'm like, I just could just sit and listen to the man. So
I've never been to one of these Twin Cities cons. They seem very broad. Like they kind of have everything. Does that get to be too much? Like if there's like, I've been to gaming cons, I've been to comic cons, but like an everything con, what's the vibe like at an everything con?
It's amazing. The amount of fandoms you get there, just so amazing. Like, I don't even know what half of this stuff is. There were a ton of anime voice actors, but there were also wrestlers and actors. And there was like some of the actors from Buffy and Haven. And,
you said the magic word.
So it was Amber Benson, and then a few other actors who were less notable, but still.
I was a vampire for 4 episodes. That kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or, there were recurring characters, but Amber Benson, obviously, with Tara being a major character, it was great to have them there. And yeah, it was just so much fun. And the panels, there's so many, and this is at the Minneapolis Convention Center, there's so many rooms. They had a ton of different panels, whatever you were into. They had gaming panels. They had a room for gaming if you wanted to go over there. They had a huge cosplay representation of everybody under the sun. Some of the costumes just like made me smile because I'm like, you're doing that? That's awesome. Like I saw the Monarch from Venture Brothers and the Queen of the Monarch. Amazing just costumes, and everybody's so cool. You always ask to take their photo.
Yeah.
But we got a droid versus K9 from Doctor Who, where they were going off. It's just anything you find, and really cool. There's Artist Alley, obviously Writer Alley. I wanted to get a signature from Ron Mars, and my wife met a lot of different artists, and we just found so many creative things, but it's like really overwhelming. A friend of ours who run a toy store was there as well. And yeah, there's something for everybody. And the amount of panels and everything they covered. And Adam, you could even say, I want to do a Mega Dads there. I bet if you put in, you could.
I've done a couple of convention shows, and it's scary every time, but it's always so much fun too. Yeah. Like getting in front of a group of people and like half of them have no idea who you are. They just wander into the room. It's such a good time. I got to get back to some more conventions for sure.
Yeah. The last con I went to was 2D Con. My son and his friend went. We all went. We had a great time. Actually did a gaming competition. It was so weird because I'm the old guy. I made it halfway through. It was very fun.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's just, if anybody who's listening to this outside of Twin Cities, check out your local con scene. There's probably something out there. I mean, the small, the big, one room in a hotel off a highway, that might be all it is, but you know what, you can have a great time. So that was amazing. I have more stories from it. That's just what I wanted to hit on. And I did get to meet some people, and hopefully maybe I'll be able to talk to them on the show in the future about what they do. And
that's cool. Super cool. Network, Todd, network.
That's what I'm trying to. I just felt like there is actually a group called Minnesota Makers. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do a maker podcast, Makercast, where I talk to people who do make things. And that was a maker group. So I'm like, okay, I will be in touch.
Just there you go.
The cool things you do. Well, very cool. Let's pivot to the best things we watched. Adam.
Okay. So this is the second opportunity that we've had to go to an opening night at the Children's Theater Company. They extend me invitations. Somehow I got on a list, right? I'm sure you're aware. You've been in the game a long time. You get on these lists, and all of a sudden you just get all these emails from people.
Yeah.
And the Minnesota Children's Theater Company invited us to Frozen not that long ago, and we went to that, and it was just outstanding. Like the kids loved it. It was a great time, and so we got invited to come to opening night for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and we just did this a couple nights ago. Obviously, we're way in advance of Christmas, but like it's opening night, right? Let's kick this season off right. Yeah. This was so much fun. This is a great show. I'm not the biggest Grinch fan. I've seen the new animated film, or the quote unquote new animated film. There's a Jim Carrey film, and obviously the old classic cartoon, and then of course the book, right? I know the Grinch. The Grinch is fine, but these children's theater productions have this way of audience interaction. Like, I love live performance. I love going to concerts. I love going to shows. I love interacting with people. And these shows in particular, there are certain points of every show where the lights will come up in the theater and the actors will run out and start talking to the kids in the audience, and they get it engaged. And there's such a buzz. There's such an electric energy seeing a production in a room full of kids. And they're right on the edge of being too noisy to like ruin the show, but also there's something so charming about their energy and how into it they are. We had the opportunity, the lights come out, the Grinch himself comes barreling down the side of the aisles, and he crisscrosses into the center. He's like walking in front of people's seats. And the best part is he was in our row. So the Grinch comes running down our row, and he stops and he starts yelling at, in character, one of the audience members, "Get out of your seat. I'm going to sit down." He sits down directly next to my daughter. And it was this moment as a dad of watching. I'm the whole show, like I'm half watching my kids more than I'm watching the show, right? Just because I want to soak up the whole thing through their eyes, through their,
Mhm.
and they're just so into it. And the Grinch comes and sits down next to my daughter, and I just had this moment of like, this is friggin' amazing. And he's in character and he's hamming it up and he's doing jokes and he's throwing toys and all that stuff. And the show has music and dancing, and it's a great production. And I really encourage people, if you don't typically take your kids to live performances, like, it's great to take your kids to the movies. Like, we all love doing that. But to take your kid to a concert and to take your kid to a musical or a show of some kind in a theater and see that live performance, you will see them get inspired, right? You will see them see what is possible through creativity. I'm a very, like we've talked about it all show long, I'm a very creative person. I do music, I do design, I do content creation. So I've used my creativity to make things my whole life, and that nourishes my soul. So to see my kids see that, hey, you can get up in front of a room full of people and sing and dance and be silly and make jokes, and like, that's a living, and that's a respectable living. That is an achievement that these people get to do this every night. And they got to get their hands on it, right? Like, they got to see it up close and sing and dance, and outstanding stuff. I highly recommend people, if not this show, go to the Children's Theater Company with your kids. It is an absolute blast. I couldn't recommend it higher.
There is a, well, for those of you who are not in the Twin Cities area, we have an amazing amount of theaters,
Mhm.
productions of just live entertainment, and there's no lack of things. I always ask my wife, "What do you want to see?" And there's so many things happening. Even there's like going to be a performance we're going to go to. It's going to be the I believe it's at the it's reenactment of Die Hard live. We're going to go to that. So there is something where you've got actors involved, and I
Yeah.
totally agree with you. We went to Chanhassen, the Chanhassen
Yeah.
Players a few years ago, and they did a version of The Christmas Story, and it was great. My son had a friend who was in it playing one of the kids, but it was great, and I really appreciate these performances. They're amazing. Yeah, take your kids to live stuff where it gets them away from like a screen where you see people
Yes.
actually doing thing in real time, adjusting, improvising sometimes when something goes wrong, or like you said, engaging with the audience in a way that you just don't get with any other medium. It's great.
Yeah, and it's specific to that performance. Like,
Yes.
we saw a show that nobody else will see. Yeah, there's acts and there's songs and there's lines, but like, that engagement part was very specific to our show. It's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. And I love stuff like that. I love being a part of an event or a movement or some sort of opportunity that is really a once in a lifetime kind of thing. And that's what this is. And I think that's what these children's theater shows are all about. They're so on the fly, and like you said, ad lib, and they go off script, and it's just so great. It's play. Kids love to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're always looking for children to be part of the show because obviously kids get sick, things happen, they have that. And if your kids are interested in acting, there's so many opportunities. Children's theater, you can go there. Your local community may have a local theater. Mine does. And yeah, the kids just get into it. My son was in a production of Oliver. He was one of the background back in the day, but he also then played in the pit orchestra at the high school for Fiddler on the Roof. So
I would have loved to do that stuff as a kid. I hope my kids get involved in that kind of thing
yeah,
too.
yeah, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, Michigan, where there were just no opportunities.
Yeah.
That's about it. That leads me into the best thing I watched, which was a little less family friendly, but that's okay. And that was Predator Badlands.
I am so excited to hear your thoughts on this. I got to see this movie.
I'll be honest, my background with Predator, I saw the first one, of course. I think I saw part 2 with Danny Glover. I can't remember, to be honest. I think it's getting more credibility now than it did, but it was like in the city with Danny Glover. And, we're used to Danny Glover saying, I'm too old for this crap. The fact that now he's taking on the Predator was very interesting. But then there's been a lot of different versions, Aliens versus Predator. There's been Predator, Predators. And then there's been kind of a resurgence of the Predator.
Yep.
And it's weird because it's happening under Disney, which I would not have expected. Where Dan Trachtenberg, and this is a fun fact I always throw out there. Adam, did you ever watch the Totally Rad Show?
Absolutely. Yep.
So there you go. So you have a baseline of the three cool dudes who made that show. Obviously, Jeff Kanata, you've been on DLC. I was on one episode. Great guys. Then you have, Alex Albrecht, who's done some crazy things. Actually directed, I think, a pilot for a Voltron movie. And then Dan Trachtenberg, Danny TRS, Dan Becomes a Man. Dan, who's like the goofy guy who loves things but has a vision. And now to see him really get the love that he deserves with this Predator, just reinterpretation with we got Prey. That was a Hulu movie during the COVID times where it was on TV. Amazing, where the Native American experience, where they actually had, I think they had an Iroquois maybe soundtrack or a dub over where you could watch in the language.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
It was really cool. It's still there if you want to watch it. And then he made an animated, like almost vignettes that turned into one whole movie. Predator,
Killer of Killers.
Killer of Killers. That was, I knew it was something of something, but amazing. I love the animation style. Very cool. And now we're getting another take. When I remember when they're talking about Predator Badlands, I thought it was going to be like, it was going to be in the Old West, Badlands. But no, this is a first time we've really gotten a Predator movie all within the Predator world, where it's going to their home world and kind of dealing with their family structure, the clans, and kind of belonging and how you basically prove yourself. So I don't want to give anything away. It's amazing, but this is once again about a character named Deck. He is a young Predator who is considered the runt of this clan, and he's trying to redeem himself. And this movie has no right to be this good. It makes you feel, you feel a bond with the Predator in this, but you also feel a bond with the fact that this movie does not shy away with the fact that it's part of the larger Alien and Predator universe that we got with Alien, the new series that just came out on Hulu.
Oh, Alien Earth?
Yes.
Is it part of really?
Well, I mean, I think it's implied now, but it's definitely they don't shy away with a certain company is involved in this. So it's really good. The action, obviously a lot of CGI because you have to have it, but man, some of the action sequences were amazing. They felt choreographed, they felt real, and the cast was amazing. And this is a movie that there was no fat on the bone. It was like going this, and it was just so inventive, and it was so good. I didn't think, I'm bored at one point. And it does that great thing where it's like you think this is going to be where it ends, and it doesn't. And it does, I would say, does set things up in a very, very cool way. I loved it to pieces. It was amazing. I highly recommend it. If you've not seen one of these movies, you can still jump in. There's nothing to like, I need the backstory. No, this is kind of like a standalone thing. But if you have been watching a lot of these things, it's so additive and it's so joyful. So I love it.
That's the crazy thing about Predator. Much like yourself, it's like, obviously, I was a kid of the 80s, so I saw Predator and like, whoa, what a movie. Like, but it's like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah.
Then they go and they do a completely different story with Danny Glover. And as this series progresses, the main character is just the race of the Predator, which I guess isn't that out of the box like Alien, right? It's the same kind of thing. But the thing that now that they've reestablished Predator as a really potent franchise is Dan Trachtenberg could have done the easy thing and continued from Prey and just like gone, let's continue to get some more milk out of this thing, right? But he went and did a completely different animated vignette thing, like you're talking about, an anthology series. And now he's doing a completely different era with all new characters, and they all rock. They all kick ass. And he's establishing that this franchise has a lot of legs, and he can do whatever the hell he wants, and it works, right? Like any of these projects could have fallen flat on their face, and they seemingly all kick ass, which is just kudos to him. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that this is all happening under Disney, but maybe it's like, hey, Fox was always kind of a weird entity for some of these properties where I don't know if they fully were that interested in a lot of these properties, but we got to put a new one in. We're just going to give Ridley Scott something, or maybe, and I'm just showing right now kind of the history. It goes from Predator, Predator 2, and then you have a 20-mile gap to Predators, which
I actually like that movie.
Is that the Adrian Brody one?
Yes, I actually
Okay.
like that. I know a lot of
Okay,
people
I have
rag
not
on
seen
that
it, so
film.
I know nothing about it. I
I
will
thought that was
probably
pretty
watch it
cool.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
You
not
know,
seen The Predator. I've heard
and
that
it's a
that is
Shane Black film, which
I've
is
heard that's
interesting.
dog doo doo.
Oh,
Yeah, once Dan the man got his hands on Predator Land, like it is just all bets are off. And then you got Alien with Alien Romulus, which just was
I loved it.
mind blowing. And these two
Yes.
franchises are inevitably on a collision course. Like, please don't screw this up, Disney. Like, if you're gonna converge these two properties again, we saw what happened with the last time. Those are not good films. Um, just the potential is so cool. I'm very excited where these things are going.
Yeah, I would be very happy if Dan just becomes like the Kevin Feige of,
Yeah,
I don't know, what do you call it, the AVP verse?
right.
And he selects, maybe doesn't direct Alien properties, but maybe he selects, he was a big fan of just film and the joy, and he knows who makes good stuff, script writers, handpick
Mm-hmm.
who should handle. I don't know what the
Give them the
next
keys.
property for
Give them the
Alien is,
keys.
right? Yeah, exactly. It's good to have someone that's in charge of it, because then we also got the Aliens versus Predator films, which I never watched, but I assumed they were not great. Yeah,
Not great.
yeah.
That's
So
being kind. That's being kind.
yeah. Alien, what is it? Alien v Predator. We're just gonna do the,
Yeah. Ugh.
Zack Snyder's brought in. Don't. Did I just say that? God, he's gonna appear. It's like Beetlejuice 3 times. Oh well. Yeah. So check it out if you're looking for a really fun film. I don't know it's rated, but most of the, I mean, there's some goo and stuff, so it
I've
depends
heard
what your
this one's
kids are.
PG-13. Yeah. So
There's a lot of like animal guts. There's obviously
yeah.
not, no humans are really being hurt in this,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. But
I'm
yeah,
so excited. I got to see this thing.
well,
So good.
you'll be in for a treat.
Yeah.
Let's move to the best things we played. So really quick, I'm just going to say I'm in a bowling league. I have been in a bowling league for my company for a million years.
Good for
It's
you.
co-ed. It's fun. I'm not very good, but it is all about having the fun with a team that I get to know pretty well. And I have been on a downward slide, but hey, I redeemed myself this week with 2 games, well over my average, and then one at 165. It feels good when you do something where you're like, oh, I did better than I normally do.
Yeah.
So I felt really good. And you know what, folks? Bowling is still fun. Great activity to do with friends.
Mhm.
Doesn't take a lot of skill. And then if you like it, there's probably a bowling league out there. And especially as you get a little bit older, or even move to a town, and maybe you want to meet new people. Bowling leagues, they always need people, and they don't need you to be good, because your high handicap will always help them. So find a bowling league.
I love bowling. I've never been in a league, and I find I don't do it very often, like maybe once a year or so. And boy, I am old because my arm will give out like in the 8th frame without fail. I'm like, how many are we doing, honey? And one's enough for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, you have to worry. As you get older, you have to really develop your. Don't worry about power. Just worry
Yeah.
about, whatever you do. Some people do the curve. I don't. I'm a straight on. But we bowling may help you with a strategy. Doesn't matter. Just go out and have fun.
Yep.
Put the baby bumpers on the side.
Yeah, do the little
Uh,
rolly ramp
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Why not?
Play fun. Yeah, and we always do at the end of the year. We do basically we do 2 halves, and then the winner of the first half plays the winner of the second half, which is very fun. And the people that don't get to do that, they get to play in a fun night where they just like, oh, lowest score wins, and that's very hard. But like if you get a strike by accident, you're hosed. But yeah, so it is just a fun time. And there's beer, and there's a banquet at the end of the year, and it's at New Hope Bowl. So if you're ever there,
Oh,
it's
nice.
not exactly the greatest place in the world, but it is fun.
I
So
know the spot. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, yeah. All right. So Adam, you played a game.
Todd, I got to tell you about a special game that I play that I finished. I played this game start to finish, and then I kept going because all good games say even though you're done, you could keep going, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the mark of a good game.
Yes.
I've been playing Baby Steps. I don't know if you've heard or played this
Oh,
game. Baby Steps is the dumbest game, the crappiest game that I could not possibly recommend more. The concept is you are an idiot. You are an idiot in your underpants, barefoot in a strange land, and you are walking. That's it. The whole game mechanic is walking.
But you don't walk well.
You don't walk well. It's very complicated. So the controls of this game.
How do you actually control it? If you held up your hands and go, I got to do this or that, or
sit down and I will tell you a tale of how to control baby steps. So this game's on PS5.
Maybe.
Yeah. You got 2 triggers, your L2 and your R2 triggers, and you have 2 legs. If you hold down the left trigger, you will lift your left foot. You will raise that left leg. And then you move your control stick forward to position where that foot goes in space. You can move it forward. You can move it to the side. You can move it back. And then when you release the trigger, you put your foot down. And then you have a right trigger. You click that one and you lift your right leg. And you move that same thumbstick to put that right foot in position. You release it and that foot goes down. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, baby steps. The act of walking in and of itself is very challenging, right? Like they start you off on flat ground and you are falling. Because if your feet are on the ground and you try to play this game like a normal video game and you just move that stick forward to move, your center of gravity just goes forward and you fall flat on your face. You can't just walk like you can in a normal video game. You have to move each foot one at a time. And so you start on that flat ground and you fall about 15, 20 times before you figure it out. You wrap your brain around one foot after the other. And then they start introducing steps. And then they start introducing bridges and posts and like rock walls. You know those little rubbery grip rock walls?
Yeah.
You got to get up one of those things.
Oh.
And for some reason, this idiot character will never use his hands. You can't use
I was wondering how he does it. Is it by feet?
You have to only use your feet. The game never even attempts to explain why this idiot doesn't know how to walk and won't catch himself. It's not part of the narrative. They won't give you this information. All you know is all you've got to work with is those feet. So the whole game, you are moving forward towards this ultimate goal through a series of increasing challenges such as, how am I going to step over this rock? Or how am I going to step across this gap that's maybe 1.5 feet? And all of it is hard as hell. The main character, like I said, is an idiot. He interacts with all sorts of other characters in this world who constantly offer him help, and he refuses to take it. You got one guy who immediately upon you entering the world, he's like, hey, you're going to need these boots. You're barefoot. But your guy is so adverse to interactions with other humans. He just wants to get away from everybody. Yeah, there's one level where it's pitch black and a guy offers you a lantern and you're like, nope. I gotta go. I gotta go. I can't talk right now. I gotta go. This dude won't accept help from anybody. And he just insists on everything being the hardest way possible. Which maybe there's some meta commentary in there about people's inability to accept help and always, it's harder to do things on your own when you don't accept help from others. There is some of that in there, but mostly it's just a really stupid time watching this fat dude sweating through his underpants, falling over and over and over again. It's the most frustrating game. There's no checkpoints. So you can't get to a point like on the mountain ascend. And then if you fall all the way down the mountain, you can't reload your checkpoint. You just got to walk your, all the way back up the mountain. It's really hard. It's really challenging. It's really frustrating, but there's something so compelling about I can do this. No, I can do this. It's so stupid. It's so simple. Of course I can walk across that bridge. It's going to take me 1.5 hours because I keep falling over, but I can do this, right? I beat this game. It's probably a 10-hour experience. I had to get to the end. I finished it.
Sure.
And at the end of the game, there's no real spoilers because there's no point to the game, right? But at the end of the game,
really? Okay. I was wondering because people have talked there's something else there, and I'm like, okay, well,
yeah. So
really, not so much.
You reach the end, and there's this, and it's at the base of this giant mountain. It's the biggest mountain in the game. And the guy that you get to the end, and the guy's like, so I just want you to know, there's nothing up this mountain. There's no point to going up the mountain. There's nothing there. Please don't go up the mountain. And then the game's like, hey, you want to keep going? And so now I'm in the post game where there's this completely ridiculous tall mountain, which is harder than hell to navigate. But the game is telling me it's possible. The game is also telling me, Adam, this is a complete waste of your time. Don't do it. I guarantee you, once I get to the top of this mountain, there will be nothing there. And I'll only have myself to blame. But I'm having so much fun doing it, Todd.
Adam?
It's
maybe you are the baby steps. See, you're asking help. What do you do?
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And you're going to do it too.
You get it. And this is the exact conversation I had with Antonio on the podcast. I said, Antonio, I know you're telling me not to play this. You're offering me a way out. I can't take it. I have to keep going. And I think there's something to that. This game is so dumb. The comedy is hilarious. Like, there are so many funny interactions and funny moments beyond just the gameplay of it, the absurdity of it. I don't know, man. It's both like a complete nothing burger, but also like one of the most ridiculously brilliant things I've played in a long time. It's baby steps. It's $20 on PlayStation or Steam. If you have PlayStation Plus Premium, you can get like an hour for free, which I was dumb enough to do because then I was
which
in.
is not enough, obviously, to beat the game.
After that hour, I was like, where's my credit card?
I ran out of time. I have 1 more minute to finish this.
Baby steps, man. It is so weird. There's nothing like it.
Wow.
If you like games that really are very outside the box, like very outside the box, that's what this is. I love it. I do. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people think less of me for it, but I can't help it. It's so good. I like walking my little feet up the mountain. Good time.
We did have a comment. The Winter Soldier, Brennan, is said, this isn't Megadads. So he's like, you are correct. So, hi, Brendan. Thanks for listening. You know, it's always nice when we have someone in the chat. Yeah.
It's it's the dumbest game that I can't recommend more. I really just think everybody's got to play it. And then if you hate me for this recommendation, that's fine. I can live with that. But there's
$20.
I think 1 out of 10 people will find what I find in this game, and that's worth it.
Absolutely. There's a lot of games just about traversal, regardless of your skill. There's that one. Was it Getting Up or something where you're just going up?
I've spent so much time on mountains this year in games. Like, I played Death Stranding 2. I played Jusant, which is a mountain climbing game. I'm playing this. There's another one that I'm forgetting. I've spent so much time climbing.
Yotai, I spent a ton of time on mountains. So
right? Like, there's just so much climbing right now. Like, I have to get my digital exercise because my ass ain't getting off the couch. That's not happening anytime soon.
No. And anybody obviously watching YouTube, then you're seeing this. If you weren't watching YouTube, please do, or just watch videos of it because it is just ridiculous. Like, you're sliding down a hill and there's just a random deer watching you go down. And it's like, they get it. They get the commentary.
If you watch like 5-10 minutes of gameplay on this, you're gonna know if this is for you. Like, you're gonna either be me and be like, where's my credit card? I need this in my veins. Or you're gonna be like my co-host Antonio, who's like, Adam, you need help, right? Like, and you'll know pretty quickly which one you are. But baby steps.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully, Adam, you remember how to walk now. In real
life. I do the walk all the way through my house all the time. It drives my wife nuts. I'm like lifting my legs up, flopping around the kitchen.
Was it Octodad and those weird like surgeon simulators where it's like not going well and you're like, oh, this is not good. Yeah,
so good. So good.
VR surgery, probably not a good idea. Maybe without somebody who's professional. All right. Well, as we transition, let's see what else. Oh, I guess last I will wrap it up unless you have something else, Adam.
I think I've said enough. My words have done enough damage this hour.
All right. Well, last thing is the best things we ate. And it's not necessarily the food I ate. It was the reason I ate the food. And that was my son's 20th birthday. He is out of town, left us as parents like, oh, you're leaving us for your birthday? Yes. But we took him out to dinner on Thursday. And there's a place in Savage, which is the Kyoto Sushi, which is the great thing about it is it's $32 and you get all you can eat sushi, tempura, all these other things, dessert, and it's amazing. So you can just try anything. There's no doggy bags though. So don't think like, oh, I'll just order a billion, not eat them. And look at, nope, they're like, they'll take away everything. So it's very, come with an appetite because you'll need it. It's really fun, great place, good food. Sushi, obviously, you can go to probably someone else get like more, but they have so many options and there's something for everybody. And my wife is gluten sensitive. So, of course, she's like, I don't know if I'm going to get glutened, but it's worth it. So, we all had a good time, really fun. And my son really enjoyed it and he got his full share. And because it was his birthday, they brought him out a piece of cheesecake. And my son normally would want to go to the Cheesecake Factory, but he wanted sushi and he got cheesecake. So, it was
how does cheesecake pair with raw fish?
I wouldn't imagine putting sushi on the cheesecake would be a good idea. He ended up taking it home, and then we had candles for him, and so it worked out well. We actually had some sausage.
You got a smart kid.
So, and kids, as you know, they may be full of something, but if there's dessert, they will make room. It's the way it works. And then lastly, his present, which was fun because we go back. I was a big Destiny fan. Then I fell off because I didn't have any free time. My son, though, hardcore Destiny 2 fan. Wow. So there was this cool little, and we're going to California for the holiday for end January for a big trip. We're going to go to all these things. I'm like, hey, let's not spend a lot of money on that because we're having a good experience. So I said, I'm going to get you one thing though, and this is going to help you for your birthday, and that's going to be for the holidays. And they had this Destiny ghost, but it's like an advent calendar, but you put the ghost together and it looks like it's gingerbread. I'm like, I saw this and I'm like, I know it's goofy, it's dumb, but it is so much fun. He's like, yeah, that's great, Dad. I'm like, yeah, and you'll actually put something up in your apartment that is actually holidays, so you can celebrate because you're probably not going to want Mom and Dad to come over and decorate your, your apartment. So it was great, and the great thing about kids is, especially as you get older, you don't really care about yourself. You want to give them awesome gifts that are fun that they'll remember. When they start getting that gift card age, though, which the phone, it's less fun.
That's never gonna happen with my kids. I'm just gonna once they get to the point where they don't like what I'm giving them, then I'm just gonna lean into it hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, you're gonna get, oh, look at that thing.
It's so weird. And you get like a little drawer that has each piece, and you put it together, and it's just fun. Yeah,
that looks like harder than baby steps. Like I would fail at putting that thing together. That's too much challenge for me, Todd.
And no, I did not buy it for $75. I think I got it from Woot for 10. So I'm not only a gaming dad,
but that's okay.
Exactly. Maybe there's two parts there. It's like when you never buy a puzzle from a thrift store because you're almost guaranteed to be, it's missing two pieces.
The other half's on layaway.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Adam. This has been a ton of fun talking about the best things this week and last. And part of the fun thing about me doing this is I get to hear about cool stuff people are doing. Maybe I'll check it out as well. So thank you so much. So before we leave, tell people where they can see all the cool stuff you're doing.
Oh, thank you, Todd, for having me and erasing a little bit of the stink of that Vikings game off of me. Oh,
yeah, I know.
It's nice and fresh in here now. So yeah, I've been doing Megadads for 12 years now. We have a website, megadads.org. We have a YouTube channel, which is kind of like the primary where most of our stuff goes, youtube.com/megadads. We have new content up every single day, whether it's shorts, whether it's reviews. I review games with my kids and I illustrate how terrible of a parent I am because the last game we reviewed was Silent Hill F. I reviewed Silent Hill with my 11-year-old. So if you want to see a dad and his child dive deep into the complexities of psychological horror, go to youtube.com/megadads because there's all sorts of good stuff there. We do podcasts weekly. Megadads Live just celebrated episode 200 yesterday. You can get that audio version or you can get the cool video version on the YouTube channel. And of course, you can find me on all the socials. Just search up Megadads on, well, not all the socials. I'm not on whatever the hell Twitter used to be, but like Facebook and Threads and BlueSky, all that stuff. Just find us at Megadads. We're everywhere. You cannot escape us. Thanks, Todd.
Yes. Thank you so much. And yeah, if you're listening to DLC, that podcast, which I'm a huge fan of. You may hear Adam on that podcast and a bunch of other people that I love that are great. And I recommended CJ to come on and talk about his company's games. So hopefully that's who they brought in, because they love VR and they love all of these Tetris Effects games. And Luminous Horizons coming out, and CJ's company was behind that. So we might get to hear about that. And Adam, you're a big VR fan, so if you have recommendations for VR, watch your space, because Quest is great, except when your kid steals it. So yeah, I'm sure we'll hear more about that. So
as with everything in life, it's great until your kids take it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know. It's like, and I'm not the guy that's going to buy two things. Just no. It's sharing is caring, and learning how to share is very important. Yes. So yes, you can follow everything I do at thefandomfoundry.com. And it's at the Fandom Foundry on BlueSky and Instagram, and just myself. I am just at Todd Oxtra on BlueSky and at T Oxtra on Instagram as well. We do have a Facebook page just for the podcast, and would love it if you would leave a review on one of the podcast services, or subscribe and like the YouTube channel. And we have a Discord as well. So with that, folks, Adam, once again, thank you so much. And everyone, make sure you make this week the best week ever. Bye.